Okay, in the last session, we have discussed colligative properties and abnormal behavior of the solute in the solution. To understand abnormal behavior of solute in the solution, Van 't Hoff introduced Van 't Hoff factor I. By using that Van 't Hoff factor I, we can modify all colligative property equations in the new format. Those are the corrected colligative property equations. We know our four colligative properties RLVP, delta TB, delta TF and osmotic pressure, and calculated equation it is X2, and it is this is also written delta P by P naught is equal to N2 by N2 plus N1, it is X2, or delta P by PS is equal to N2 by N1. And we know delta TB is equal to KBM. What is molality? Number of moles of solute by weight of solvent in kg. This is KF into molality. This is CST. But to get the correlated corrected equations by using Van 't Hoff factor, what we have to do, where number of moles there, that is replaced by I into number of moles of the solute. Therefore, wherever number of moles of solute there, that is simply replaced by IN2. Here N2 is replaced by IN2. By this you are getting corrected equations. The final RLVP is equal to IN2 by IN2 plus N1, and final elevation boiling point is equal to IKBM, and final depression in freezing point is IKFM, and osmotic pressure pi is equal to ICST. With Van 't Hoff factor only, whatever the equations there, those are the corrected colligative property equations. Those only must be used in the numericals. Don't use without Van 't Hoff factor I, because if Van 't Hoff factor I is not there, those equations valid only for non-volatile solute and non-electrolyte cases only. But all solute particles are not the non-electrolytes. Whenever they given electrolytes and other cases, we must use with Van 't Hoff factor I expressions only. That's why use these four expressions in the numericals. Okay, anyway, to solve the numericals, we must know that Van 't Hoff factor I value. How to calculate I and what are those different values in different cases. See this. Okay, Van 't Hoff factor I values. Here, based on those colligative property calculated and observed value relation, you are getting I values. This is I, colligative property calculated and observed relation. Here if I is equal to 1, when it is possible, if these two are equal, colligative property calculated is equal to colligative property observed. And what is the situation noticed here? Here solute nature in the solution. Here observed colligative property is equal to calculated colligative property, means whatever the added moles there, those only left in the solution state also. So based on that we can, these are the calculated moles, observed moles. Based on that it is observed moles by calculated moles. Here observed moles, calculated moles both are equal. N calculated must be equal to N observed. Based on this, what we can understand, whatever you added solute that left like that only in the solution, that doesn't undergo association or dissociation. In this no dissociation, no association case. Suppose if the relation is colligative property calculated greater than colligative property observed value, that means calculated moles must be greater than observed moles. That means you added 1 mole of the solute in the solution, then what happened? Your added moles 1, but in the solution less than 1 mole will be obtained. That means some solute molecule coming close and associated, by that number of solute particle decreases. In this process, what is this I value coming as less than 1? Now in this association takes place. Solute particles undergo association. Next, if colligative property calculated value is less than calculated property observed value, observed is more than calculated, that means whatever you added number of moles of calculated in the solution state, you are getting more moles of the solute. If you add 1 mole of the solute in the solution state, that will split into more than 1. So splitting is nothing but dissociation. In this process I is greater than 1, and here dissociation takes place. So therefore, if solute doesn't undergo association or dissociation, I value is equal to 1. If solute undergoes association in the solution, I is less than 1. If a solute undergo dissociation, I is greater than 1. Therefore, what is the final conclusion? This I expression is, this is 1, this is I association, this is I dissociation. Okay, if I is equal to 1, no problem, directly we can substitute in the equations. If I is less than 1, I is greater than 1, how to calculate I association case and I dissociation case? I am giving that calculation part. See this? Okay, how to calculate I values in different cases? I value calculation in dissociation and association. In dissociation, suppose if you take AXBY electrolyte, on dissociation it produces XAY plus ions and Y BX minus ions. Okay, initially I have taken 1 mole in the solution. That means 1 mole is added to the given solvent. After dissociation, what happened? After dissociation, in this suppose alpha is the degree of dissociation. If alpha is the degree of dissociation, as per this stoichiometric equation and stoichiometric coefficients only, these will be obtained. This is x into alpha d, this is y into alpha d will be obtained. Now what about initially added total moles? This is 1, this is n calculated. But at equilibrium means after dissociation, some part will be dissociated. So these are the products, these are the reactants. There exists equilibrium between so these two, and these are the n total at equilibrium. These only sum of all these moles. If you add all these moles, this is so x plus y, 1 minus alpha d plus, from these two add alpha d common, x plus y. From this, what is this expression? It is 1 plus x plus y minus 1 into alpha d. So this will be obtained. This is observed moles. This is observed moles. But what is Van der factor I? I dissociation is equal to observed moles by calculated moles. You added 1 mole, but finally you are getting these number of moles. This is 1 plus x plus y minus 1 into alpha dissociation by 1. Like this only you can calculate Van der factor I in the dissociation. Or in another format, suppose if you take the second example, I took AN reactant, after dissociation it forms n number of A products. If alpha d is the degree of dissociation, initially I have taken 1, it is 0. If alpha d is the dissociation, n alpha d will be obtained. So from this also we will get I dissociation value. What about these moles at equilibrium by initially added moles? Therefore this is 1 plus n minus 1 into alpha d by 1. If you observe these two examples, in this example just n will be obtained. What is n? Number of product species obtained by the dissociation of one reactant. The same expression here also, instead of n, which will be there? This is x plus y, because after dissociation of 1 mole electrolyte, x plus y, so number of corresponding product ions will be obtained. So as per given data, use this or that. This is the I value calculation in the dissociation. Now see the I value calculation in the association. In association means some solute particles coming close and combined and giving less number of solute particles. In association, if n number of reactant species A combined and associated species AN will be obtained. Okay, initially I have taken 1 mole of reactant A and it is 0. After association, if degree of association is alpha A, 1 minus alpha A is obtained. But you know, stoichiometric coefficient conversions only gives the product. You know, n gives 1, therefore 1 gives how many? 1 by n. If alpha A consumed, alpha A by n product will be obtained. These are the moles at equilibrium. These are the initial moles, calculated moles 1, whereas equilibrium moles, those are the observed moles is equal to, if you add these two, this is 1 plus 1 by n minus 1 into alpha A. But what is Van der factor I? In association IA is equal to, these are the observed moles by calculated moles. This is equal to So 1 plus 1 by n minus 1 into alpha association by 1. By this only we can calculate. So Van 't Hoff factor I in the association. Here what is n abbreviation? Number of species of reactants combined to give 1 mole of the product is nothing but n. So in a dissociation n abbreviation different, in association n abbreviation different. So finally what are I values? There are 3 values. I is equal to 1, no association dissociation. I greater than 1, that is a dissociation case. I less than 1, that is a association case. Now based on these I values we will follow numericals. Now I am giving I is equal to 1 cases, I greater than 1 cases, I less than 1 cases as per given solute information in the question. See these I values. I is equal to 1. Where we have taken, we will take I is equal to 1. If the solute is maybe glucose, sucrose, urea, alcohols, ethylene glycol, CH2OH, CH2OH, insulin, polymer, so and etc. In this case, we can take I is equal to 1. If the solute is glucose, nothing but simply non-electrolytes. If the solute is non-electrolyte, glucose, sucrose, urea, alcohol, ethylene glycol, insulin, polymer, even non-ionic complex. If the complex carries 0 charge, this is called non-ionic complex. Best example, CONH3 taken thrice and Cl3. Cobalt is in +3 state, so it is a non-ionic complex. Whenever these solutes given in the solution, use I is equal to 1. When ID greater than 1 cases will be noticed. We know how to calculate ID value. This is 1 plus n minus 1 into alpha dissociation. By using this we can calculate I dissociation. So in this solute must be electrolytes. What are electrolytes? It may be strong electrolytes, weak electrolyte. Solute must be electrolyte, that may be strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte. Strong electrolytes are the strong acids, strong bases and any salt. And weak electrolytes are the weak acids, weak bases. In strong electrolytes even we can take the ionic complexes also. What are ionic complexes? Square bracket part carrying some charge, either positive charge or negative charge. So strong electrolyte may be strong acid or strong base or any salt or ionic complex. Weak electrolyte may be weak acid or weak base. Now in this process, strong electrolyte case alpha dissociation is 1. Whereas in weak electrolyte case, alpha dissociation is not equal to 1, alpha dissociation less than 1. So for weak acid HA or weak base BOH model, how do you calculate alpha dissociation? Root over Kd by C. We know according to Ostwald dilution law, Kd is equal to C alpha square. Kd is equal to C alpha square. From this alpha is equal to root over KdC. So finally what you understand here, if electrolyte is solute is electrolyte, that may be strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte, under these situations that will be dissociation and ID can be obtained by this. Here what is N abbreviation? Already I given N abbreviation, AN at equilibrium Na. One reactant gives how many moles of products? This is N. We know N value and we know alpha part. For strong electrolytes, alpha D is equal to 1. For weak electrolytes, alpha is not equal to 1, that is less than 1, which is calculated by using this expression. So based on this data, get the N value and alpha value for a given solute particle, from that calculate I dissociation. See one example, suppose I am taking potassium ferrocyanide, K4FeCN taken 6 times. It is an ionic complex. Why this is ionic complex? Because square bracket carries -4 charge. That is anionic complex. Now it is a strong electrolyte. Now when you take this dissociation, it gives 4K plus and 1 ferrocyanide ion. And 1 mole of given electrolyte gives 5 mole of ions. For this N is equal to 5. And alpha dissociation is equal to 1 because it is strong electrolyte. Therefore I dissociation is equal to 1 plus n minus 1 into alpha d, 1 plus 5 minus 1 into alpha d is 1. From this it will be 5. So like this, you can calculate I dissociation for a given electrolytes, maybe strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte. And finally in this I association less than 1 cases. So third one, I association less than 1 cases. Already I given this information. If Na reactants combine to give 1 AN, in this process what is the I association value? 1 plus 1 by N minus 1 into alpha association. So this is I association. Where association takes place, as per our syllabus they will mainly providing this information whenever formic acid or any carboxylic acid or acetic acid or benzoic acid PHCOOH taken in a Benzyl solvent or a non-polar solvent, what happened? It undergoes dimerization. This undergoes dimerization because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So look at this example. These are the weak acids, no doubt. Weak acid in water solvent. So weak electrolyte in water undergo dissociation, whereas weak electrolyte, weak acid in a Benzyl solvent undergo dimerization. This is nothing but association. In this association, how to find this? So a weak acid in Benzyl solvent undergo dimerization. So the dimerization is like this. This is one RCOOH. This is another RCOOH. So between these intermolecular hydrogen bonding will be obtained. So by this what happened here? So two RCOOH combined to give RCOOH twice. That means in this N is equal to 2. So what is this I association case? 1 plus 1 by N minus 1 into alpha association. 1 plus half minus 1 into alpha association. Based on alpha association, you can find out I association. So in dimerization, this N value is 2. Suppose sometimes they will give trimerization, tetramerization like that. So there in trimerization N value 3, tetramerization N value 4. I clearly point out this information. This weak acid in water solvent undergo dissociation. Use I dissociation expression, whereas weak acid in Benzyl solvent undergo association. Use I association expression. Okay, I explained I is equal to 1 cases, I greater than 1 cases, I less than 1 cases, and our 4 main colligative property expression with Van 't Hoff factor I. Now based on this information, we can approach numericals. So once again I am focusing on that numerical information. So what are the main points in that? Okay, see in these colligative properties, these are the main equations. These only used in the calculation part. We know 4 colligative property equations. RLVP is equal to IN2 by IN2 plus N1 expression, and delta TB is equal to IKBM, and delta TF is equal to IKFM, and pi is equal to ICST. We know these 4 main colligative property equations. In this I is equal to 1 cases we know, I dissociation cases also we know, that is ID is equal to 1 plus N minus 1 into alpha dissociation. I association is equal to 1 plus 1 by N minus 1 into alpha association. Okay, by knowing I values, we can use these expressions. But in this we are having KB expressions, KF expression. Already I given KB expression R T boiling point square by 1000 into LV, or R T boiling point of solvent square by 1000 into delta H vaporization into molecular weight of the solvent. Even I given in terms of entropy also. This is RT boiling point by 1000 into delta S vaporization into molecular weight of the solvent. And suppose KF value not given, use KF expression by, this is R T freezing point of solvent square by 1000 into latent heat of fusion, or this is RT freezing point of solvent square by 1000 into delta H enthalpy of fusion into molecular weight of the solvent, or in terms of entropy of the fusion, RT freezing point of pure solvent by, this is 1000 into delta S fusion in numerator molecular weight of the solvent. We know those are the 4 main equations. In this 99% cases directly they will provide KB, KF values. No problem, use directly those values. If those values are not provided, calculate KB, KF by these expressions, and I values maybe 1 or greater than 1 or less than 1. Those 3 cases must be obtained based on the given nature of the solute in the given solution. Okay, these are the 4 main equations, I values, KF, KB expression. Apart from these, they will majorly focusing on isotonic solutions and interrelation among colligative properties and even theoretical questions approach. How do you get theoretical questions approach? See this one. Okay, in theoretical questions we are using this one. We know these 4 colligative properties, theoretical questions approach. So in from 4 colligative properties, write IN2 mathematical expression. So what is this? This is delta P by exact calculation only I am giving. This is PS is equal to IN2 by N1 and delta TB is equal to KB into IN2 by W1 in grams into 1000 and delta TF is equal to, so this is so KF into IN2 by W1 in grams into 1000 and pi is equal to ICST, that is IN2 by V in liters into ST. From all these write IN2 mathematical expression. If you equate this IN2, you are getting interrelation. So from this, if you write IN2 mathematical expression, what is this? This is delta P by P naught into, so N1, that is also equal to, we can write delta TB into W1 in grams by 1000 into KB, or this is delta TF into W1 in grams by 1000 into KF. This is also written as pi into V in liters by ST. This is IN2 mathematical expression from all 4 colligative properties. Just which 2 colligative property relation you want, to take those 2 equal cases and correlate to 2 colligative property interrelation. And in theoretical approach, how do you solve this one? Just it is the interrelation among 4 colligative properties. Whereas in theoretical questions, approach is colligative property is directly proportional to number of moles of solute. We know this, but we have to take those moles in the observed state, that is at equilibrium. Therefore, that is observed moles only. From this, every colligative property is directly proportional to. So this is IN2 or IC. Suppose if you take a fixed volume, N2 by V in liters is the molar concentration. Colligative property is directly proportional to IN2 or IC. Based on this, we can follow this one. We know this RLVP, so and delta TB, delta TF, osmotic pressure. So this boiling point of the solution, TS of boiling point, all these directly proportional to IN2 or IC. So for every solute there is a definite I value. First calculate I value and based on the concentration or moles we will get this theoretical approach. So suppose I given 3 solutions. Which of the following has the highest boiling point? Then which has more IC value, that has more boiling point. Suppose if delta TF is more default, TS of freezing point is inversely proportional to IN2 or inversely proportional to IC. Suppose delta relative lowering in vapor pressure is more, delta TP lowering in vapor pressure also more. From this what we can write? So TS of so this is PS, vapor pressure of solution is also inversely proportional to IN2 or IC. And delta P, what is this? Relative lowering in vapor pressure directly proportional means lowering in vapor pressure also directly proportional, that is IN2 or IC. Now I given this information. Based on this information we can understand, so this theoretical approach, more IN2 or IC there, more colligative property, more boiling point of the solution, more lowering in vapor pressure there. If so less IC or less IN2 there, more freezing point of solution or more vapor pressure of the solution there. So follow this information in the theoretical approach. Now see this one example. If I am giving 0.1 molar glucose, 0.1 molar NaCl, 0.1 molar magnesium chloride. So these are the three solutions I given 1 liter each case. For looking, all are equal concentration, but they are not having equal colligative properties, because what is this IC value? Glucose I value 1, 1 into 0.1. This is NaCl I value 2, 2 into 0.1. MgCl2 I value 3, 3 into 0.1. So therefore, what is this IC value? MgCl2 greater than NaCl greater than glucose. Based on this, what is this colligative property? Colligative property relation also same. Magnesium chloride solution has more colligative property than NaCl than glucose solution. Like this we can follow. So information in the solutions and colligative properties topic, especially in colligative properties, this is the information. Okay, so if you look at this overall topic, so we divided into Henry's law part, that is gas in liquid solution, ideal and non-ideal solution, that is liquid in liquid solutions, colligative properties solid in liquid solutions. So follow individual approach in each case. I hope you will do very well from this topic information. Okay, all the best.